27 out of 30 cities that are ran by Democrats are the highest crime in America. That's stats.
And what states are those in? What are those states?
The states are different than the community.
New York, Chicago,
no, but that's not the thing. The state is the community. The city is where.
What are you talking about?
The city you're in is what you can touch. Every year you come up and you say, "Re-elect me. I can help."
The state. Listen, I am born and raised in Texas, Houston.
Patrick Bet-David had a woke, insane, typical cookie cutter BLM psychotic activist on the podcast, and this debate was so nuclear that I had to share it with you guys, okay? You guys have to watch every single second. I love to see the typical classic idiotic woke BLM advocate. Let's get straight into it as PBD, Patrick Bet-David, destroys this woke BLM idiot. Let's get into it.
27 out of top 30 cities in American crime ran by Democrats. Why?
First, I will tell you. First of all, it's where African Americans are living. So let's bring up Chicago in particular. What you have had in Chicago is you've had some of the greatest racial segregation, not in 20 years, not in 30 years, but literally in 100 plus years.
Led by Democrats.
No, hold on. Here's the deal, though. Okay, I will show you how. Mississippi has the largest percentage of black people in America, run by Republicans, broke as hell. Explain that. Explain me the highest. Tell me when you have. Hold on. Wait.
Don't spin.
No, I'm not spinning.
No, don't change.
No. What I'm
Let's
showing
stay
you.
on topic.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on.
Let's stay on topic.
We're
the
on
topic is crime 27 out of 30, not economic. Economic is a different story.
No, it's not.
But I agree with you that we need to get the financial situation.
No. And you're making the mistake.
You went to Mississippi. No, you're making the mistake.
No. Here's the mistake you're making.
27 out of 30.
Here's the mistake you're making. When you say crime, I just obliterated a black conservative in my show on this whole issue. When you say crime, you have to then say, okay, what creates crime? No, what creates crime? What creates crime?
When people are not doing well financially.
What else?
Your surrounding environment, who you're around.
No, what else?
Pick up habits.
What else?
Bad policies.
Race? I'll take race for 100, okay.
No. What else? See, again.
How come these people always have to scream too? It's like just because your voice is the loudest one in the room doesn't make your stance correct. It actually probably discredits you a lot more. So by all means, keep digging your own grave when it comes to taking you seriously, you freaking idiot. By the way, if you agree and you like videos like this, subscribe. Posting 2 new videos every single day. Took a break. We're back at it again. Like today's video. I'd really appreciate it. Like, subscribe. Do it all. Comment. Help. Engage. It helps boost this video. And it helps fight the big tech YouTube, GayTube censorship. Back to it.
No, see, you're jumping to policies.
But it is bad policies. Wait a minute.
No.
If I lead a company, Roland,
hold on, wait.
If I run a company and I'm the CEO of the company, if the company improves or doesn't improve is based on my policies. I'm the head running the company, the department. If it doesn't improve, it's because of me.
So let me.
What else would it be?
So let me lay it out to you again.
Go for it.
When you talk about what is the underpinning of crime, John Hope Bryant, founder of Operation Hope, this is what he said. He said, show me a community where you've seen a riot with a credit score of 700 or higher. The reality is when you talk about crime in this country, you're talking about economics, you're talking about education, you're talking about housing, you're talking about health. Mm-hmm. Show me areas where you do not have high crime. I'm going to show you areas that don't have the same, aren't as compacted. That's first. What you have.
Okay, but first of all, dude, okay? Can I call you dude? Is me assuming your gender going to make you freak the F out like other fellow members of your insane party? However, I would like to ask you this, dude. Does every poor man commit violent crimes? No, yes, it obviously committing violent acts is more correlated with people that are impoverished, they're poor. I get it. But just because you happen to be poor and you have black skin in America today doesn't grant you, it doesn't make you above the law. dudes, okay? Okay, you can't just go steal TVs because you're hungry, okay? That was literally a thing during the BLM crazy riots for every single nights on end when St. Floyd, R.I.P. King died. And also, of course, that same tragic day was, you know, the victory for him being that he is now sober for the first time since his at least adult life. Let's get back to it.
Have is when you talk about crime.
Oh yeah, actually, in the comments, make sure you congratulate St. Floyd, George Floyd, on his sobriety. It's a huge testament to his character.
In places, you then look at what are the numbers of people there, what are the pockets there, what are those communities, and how did those communities, how were they created literally not over 20, 30 years, but literally over 50, 75, 100 years. Now, that was Jim Crow.
How many years does it take to change?
What are you talking about?
How many years does it take to create change?
When you have,
how long does it take to create change?
First of all, you're talking to us about a black in America.
How long does it take to create change?
When you have had, okay, walk through 243 years of slavery, 92 years of Jim Crow, and then you get to 1970 when you are technically fully free, you can't act like all of that before did not impact. The issues that you're having now have to do with not Democratic or Republican policies. It has to do with literally white supremacy and Jim Crow in America. We are still, to act as if we are still not dealing with that. How did housing discrimination take place in this country? Do you know who created it? The realtors.
Is it just me, or is this guy exhausting the heck out of you? Because I feel exhausted, but don't you worry. Have no fear. Patrick Bet David is here. Wow, look at me being a poet again, and I know it. Hello, holla. Anyways, I'm weird. I don't know. Anyways, Patrick Bet David's about to annihilate him, so don't worry. Don't fret, okay? We're going to get into the juicy part right now. Let's see.
They apologize for it.
Why are you going away from the question?
No, because here's the deal, though. You don't want to deal with what creates crime areas.
You got to realize this. Listen,
I'm dealing with the real truth. How they create it.
Is he going to let Patrick Bet David speak on his own podcast? Holy crap. By the way, just notice this. They're both matching orange ties. Weird tie color. I like the color orange because it is my race. It is Donald Trump's race, of course. But why are they matching? All of a sudden, I'm like, I need to stop being orange because I'm matching with this idiot.
What I'm dealing with is, there are Democratic areas. What I'm dealing with is how do you deal with the historical reality of neighborhoods that simply can't be just, we elected one person and they're just going to change it.
Roland,
doesn't work that way.
Roland, I'm Middle Eastern, okay? I was born in Iran, 10 years. My mother's a communist. My dad's an imperialist. We escape. We go to Germany. I lived at a refugee camp for 2 years, okay, with people who are Yugoslavian, Czech, Albanian at the time, and they're all leaving for a reason. I come to the States, okay? I'm a welfare baby. I'm a food stamp baby.
Okay.
Just letting you know, my parents are divorced twice in 20 years. I'm going to Glendale High School. I have a lunch ticket I would sell because I don't have any money. I'm 6'1", 130 pounds. That should tell you the fact that we don't come from a lot of money. One day, I'm in the school, and my teacher starts talking about politics. Up until that point, when I think about politics, all I think about is divorce. Because I think about my mom and dad arguing all the time. I don't have a lot of pain linked to politics at the time. And the teacher's obviously the teacher's going to be a Democrat because she's presenting how rich people are disrespectful. I'm like, okay, great, rich people are bad. So I come home.
Obviously,
13-1. That's the number. That's
dude. I had a whole lot of damn Republican teachers in my life.
Well, I like stats, and the stats are 13-1 is Democrats to Republican. You know the stats. So I come home and I say, Mom, are we Republicans or Democrats? And she said, we're Democrats. I said, tell me why. She says, because the Democrats are for the poor, Republicans are for the rich. So my mom says. You know what I told her? I said, when I grow up, I want to be a Republican. Not because I want to be a Republican. I don't know what the policies are.
Well, first of all,
This is the classic thing, right? So many people are default Democrats because they are brainwashed and can't think for themselves, but whatever, that's a whole other thing. I'm not trying to insult half the country, even though I just did. Oh well, oops. Anyways, so many people just think basically, because they watch the mainstream media, Democrats are for the poor people. Democrats want to help people. And Republicans are for the rich, wealthy corporatists that hate the individual average American citizen, which could not be further from the truth. However, the Democrats, the Democratic Party, the mainstream media has done a very quite honestly impressive job at convincing so many people that that must be correct. I don't need to further investigate. And because I want to feel like a good guy by supporting the party that helps the little man, I'm just gonna do it because I want to feel good, and then I also want to virtue signal and not be supporting a party of hatred, racism, and only for the wealthy. Oh my gosh, they hate homeless people, they hate poor people. You know what I mean? So good job, Democrats, Democrats. However, it doesn't work on people like us, like this amazing audience here who watches my videos. We're way too smart, guys, okay? And I'm a woman, okay? And I know. I don't think I'm smart as a woman, but you know, a girl I was raised to be skeptical. So praise God and praise my parents for that. Anyways.
Who's actually for the rich and the poor?
Who is for the rich and the poor?
She said it. She said Republicans for the rich, Democrats are for the poor. Is that you say you love? Is it true or not?
First of all,
is it true or not?
Whether that's true, statistically, more rich people are on the Democratic side today than the Republican side.
But no. You say who are for, not who's rich, but who are they for the policy?
But Roland, this is you. You're smart.
No, you're
just because the policies claim to help a certain population group doesn't mean that it actually helps them, right? Like, look at welfare. It actually incentivizes people not to work, or single mother. It incentivizes single mother households. If you're a mom, you can actually get more money from the government if you have a kid, if there's no man living in the home. So it actually incentivizes bad behavior. And it's these bad behaviors and these, poor outcomes in life, poor life choices. You're not trying to succeed. You're good staying down. And that's what these government programs do. They make you complicit in, okay, why would I work more? Why would I work harder if I'm going to be taxed more and I won't keep more of my money? It doesn't make sense. It incentivizes bad behavior, guys. Okay. And if you incentivize something, naturally you're going to get more of it. Okay. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand that. Okay. And definitely a COVID expert would never understand that because they're, stupid. Anyways, not stupid, but, like part of the whole scam of the globalists, if you will. We all know that the Democratic parties that supposedly help these communities don't actually help them. It actually keeps them down. It keeps them complicit voting for Democrats. And yeah, it's bad. It's bad, okay? Democrats, bad. Republicans don't say, oh my gosh, we want to steal from rich people and give it to poor people. No. But their policies, which is limited government, or supposedly should be limited government, it allows individuals to thrive and prosper, okay? So it actually does end up helping these people, okay? Did I explain it enough? Did I dumb it down enough?
Wait a minute, I understand. But you're a smart guy, bro. Listen, when I watch you, you're not a dummy. You're very smart, okay? So sometimes John Maxwell says something very important that I completely held to myself. And every time I break this, I don't like it. He said, the moment you learn sales and you learn persuasion, okay, the moment you learn the ability how to persuade, you, me, we learn how to persuade. He says, be very careful to not go one step above that, which is to manipulate just to win all arguments, because you can. You can win any argument if you want to. You can play devil's advocate and flip the argument, play the Republican side, and you make one hell of an argument to beat a Democrat, because you can do that. You have the ability, I have the ability as well. I don't want to do that. What I'm asking you right now is the following. Results. Today,
yes.
27 out of 30 cities that are ran by Democrats are the highest crime in America. That's stats.
What states are those in? What are those states?
The states are different than the community.
New York, Chicago,
no,
LA.
But that's not the thing. The state is the community. The city is where.
What are you talking about?
The city you're in is what you can touch. Every year you come up and you say, "Re-elect me. I can help."
The state. Listen, I am born and raised in Texas, Houston, Clinton Park. To act as if. What? No.
Oh, so then what you're saying is, let's stop voting for mayors. They're a waste of time.
No, see,
because they can't do anything.
First of all, I didn't say that. Let me finish my thought. I am born and raised in Houston, Texas. Grew up in Clinton Park neighborhood. To act as if what happens in Austin does not have an impact on Houston is crazy.
You're making excuses now.
No, I'm not.
You're making excuses.
Okay, here's
now.
the deal, though. Here's the deal, though. See, it's real easy to say it's excuses when I'm stating facts. And the point I'm stating is...
That's not a fact. That's just an opinion.
No, it's a fact. The state of Texas significantly has an impact economically, educationally on what happens in Houston. That's a fact.
Yeah, but
as somebody who, as a kid, traveled with my mom to rallies and events with the metropolitan organization.
As a kid, I traveled with my moms. Yeah. Nice accent, dude.
In the state capitol. I understand.
Did you grow up rich?
Who?
Did you grow up rich?
No, my parents didn't even go to college.
How are you rich then?
Oh, you have to go to college to be rich? Right. Oh my gosh. Why would anyone take this guy seriously? As if college isn't a scam. It's like, unless you're going to be a lawyer or a doctor or something that requires that degree, don't go to college. It's like, girls, parents, don't send your girls to college. Okay, I'm just saying that's where the innocent souls of girls go to be used and abused a lot. It's gross.
What do you mean, how?
How are you rich?
Here's how.
Because you're a race hustler. That's how he's rich. Of course, the point that Patrick Bet David's making is, how are you rich, right? How are you able to pull yourself out of being born in poverty and as a black man in America? Oh, you worked hard, you excelled, you were able to achieve the American dream, right? But nope, he's going to keep playing the victim, making excuses because he makes his living. He literally puts food on the table by being a race hustler, okay? It's precisely what's happening here. If you made it to the end of the video, comment an orange heart. I'd really greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know your thoughts below as always. Bye.